Hello and good evening, everyone. Friends of Randomizer, welcome to this daily edition of a Link to the Past Randomizer, a community race held here at Speed Gaming off Speed Gaming 5. And we've got quite a different thing tonight, as we've seen Open, we've seen Casual Boots, and tonight we're going to see Open 7-7 Fast Ganon. And for a nice little late night race, we got a good number of players tonight. There are 19 people signed up in this race, but we're going to be paying attention to the talents of Dane, Beardy What Now, Yoinker's wife, and Norse Maddie on the screen. So give a round of applause and a thank you to these 4 volunteers on Restream. And also, let us introduce ourselves as commentators for tonight. Of course, some of you know me as Zeruvian. And joining me on comms tonight is Torin the Dragon. Say hi, Torin.
Hi.
Torin, have you ever played a Fast Ganon mode?
I have. Been a while, but I have.
One that's not cross keys, I mean.
Fair enough.
So Fast Ganon does have that added benefit of the Pyramid Hole is pre-open. So while it does play like an open, you do need 7 crystals to defeat Ganon. You do not need to climb Ganon's tower to go up and beat Aga 2 and then back down into the pyramid. You can just drop right in as soon as you have what you need to beat the pig.
Grace's belt is on its way here in a second.
Being open, I would expect to see probably the usual starts. You'll see some people go on up in the Uncle route. Some people might start at Sanctuary and just go straight to Kakariko. Be interesting to see what kind of divergence we may have on screen tonight.
All the divergence that we need.
Race should be catching on here any second now. I believe we have started in the race time room, so we're just waiting on the stream to catch up to what's going on for the individual runners' streams.
Yep.
And there we go. Looks like we're going to see 2 Sank starts on the right side of your screen and 2 house starts. And that's a pretty early bow. Nice thing to find for Dane and Yoinker's wife here. Especially seeing as the only crystal we have in the light world is going to be Eastern Palace, the other 2 being a blue and a red pendant. Are those vanilla? Those are swapped vanilla, right?
I think so.
Oh, that's something else. We got a 6 crystal dark world, both your 5/6 crystals in the dark world, so not really the best little prognosis for the seed moving forward, but still plenty of time for things to turn around here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we got some arrows for that bow. Beardy What Now showing us what's on her. I believe that was a tier 1 tree pole.
Yeah, tier 1 tree pole for 20 arrows. Pretty good. Especially with the starting bow.
And free bombs for Dane, so they will be able to go straight to Kakariko if they so choose. But we're going to see the couple checks waiting for us in the forest here as well.
And I just saw the forest drop down was 10 bombs. That's a really good fight.
Basically, everything is free in terms of being able to open all of the bomb lock stuff in Kakariko. How about that sword, though?
That sword, though. Yes. So what's this? Open a shirt now? Which is basically
I mean, we're essentially saying, hey, you can go get a crystal anytime you want, and might as well get your Sphere 1 sword. Why would you skip a Sphere 1 sword, please? It's like the best thing you could ask for.
Yeah, Sphere 1.
Interestingly, we have Dane and Yoinker's wife going into the front of Hyrule Castle with nothing more than 3 bombs, so they want to at least check this first chest and see if it has her key or not. Meanwhile, Norse Maddie is going to be the first one to show us what's going on in Kakariko Village. 5 checks here in Blind's Hut. One of them, of course, locked by a bomb. And there's bombs. We do have arrows from the tree pole, so yeah, this makes sense. But that glove, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello. So it's functionally a bomb escape. We do know now that the key is either in Dark Cross or locked by that glove, so this is in logic, just out of sequence.
Also, really good in the Blind's Hut with that 300 just sitting there.
Well, I can't say it's really in logic, actually. We still need a fire source to get the key if it's in Dark Cross, but if it's there, then it's going to be ignored there anyway. All right, Kakariko Well showing us big 20. Yeah, and Boomerang Chest showing us a big 20. Getting the junk out of the early part of the game does make things a little bit more lucrative moving forward. You see our first mail upgrade and a little bit of safety in that bug net.
The only thing they really need is to have a bottle to use that bug net for.
Alrighty, so that is going to be another big 20 for Yoinker's wife and Dane as they leave the back of the front of the castle, rather, and we get 300 out of the Cuckoo Hut. So that's Zora money already pretty early, and Zora being in logic with that glove. Man, I hate it when Zora's got something early on. It feels so out of the way, and unless you have flippers or a Moon Pearl to make the waterfall check accessible out of logic, it just feels so inefficient to go up there.
Yeah. When you want to go up there, you just want to go up there really quickly.
Well, more too, when you go up there, you want to be able to do as much as you can because it's not easy to get up there without the flippers, or at least some form of splash deletion. Whether we use the bow and bombs to do that is entirely runner's choice as well. And sitting on the race game today is a piece of heart. No one's going to be picking that up unless they play it blind, so it's going to be interesting to see now whether Norse Matty decides to hit the back of Escape, and he does. And are we going to see a follow from Beardy? Ooh, Beardy's going for South Shore. South Shore or Castle, maybe?
I do prefer to do the back of Escape, at least at this point, especially with that glove.
Yeah, because knowing that the key is either back here or in Dark Cross, this is functionally a Sphere 2 check. You know, follow your progression, see if you can find something else that gives you some checks along the way or a pointer as to where you really want to go. Unfortunately, you don't really want to go after that shovel, and we have confirmed the key is in Dark Cross.
Beardy is actually starting doing the South Shore checks.
I like this simply because there's a lot of density that comes with South Shore between the dam being 2 items and Mini Moldworm Cave having 5. Oftentimes it gives you the next little step that the game wants you to follow in your progressions.
Oh, there's a hammer.
Yep. What did I just say? I would expect a Moon Pearl to show up in a pretty interesting spot now.
I'm hoping so too. But where will it be? Oh, where will it be?
See, the 2 places I really don't want to see it right now are on Zora or Agina, and I think most runners out there would probably agree with that.
Yeah, again, it's probably, if somehow they found more items, probably make it, Aghanim play, still stuck on Pyramid Ledge somehow.
That really depends on what's waiting here in Mini Moldworm Cave, and Beardy McWundo is about to show us that it does have...
Oh, there it is. Nice.
Oh, this is an early Dark World Seed. This is going to be fun. Wow. We do at least have that blue mail to make the Dark World a little bit less punishing with such a low health pool, but, you take what you can get here.
Yep.
Okie dokie. So now we're going to see Norse Matty's going to pick up his Moon Pearl. We'll see if he decides to do anything similar to Beardy right now, as Beardy is going straight up into the castle area, having done the Sank start instead of visiting Uncle. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see anyone rush straight to Hype Cave here.
What?
Well, I mean,
it would probably... Right.
To be fair.
To be fair, I would just try to get much this checks as I could as possible, as quickly as possible.
I was going to say, to be fair, Matty hasn't had a reason to go straight to Hype Cave yet, because he had just picked up his Moon Pearl. But Beardy going back for the rest of Sphere 1. Interesting call.
I mean, there's something that could probably happen, like maybe another sword or something. early silvers would be pretty nice.
Unfortunately, we have seen Hyrule Castle, so we know that's not going to have his answer. But this does get it out of the way and off the table for him, so that and alone is a good thing. Norse Maddie deciding to take it all the way to Ice Rod Cave. Now Dane is going to skip South Shore and go straight over for Saha, possibly do it out of Logic Eastern here.
I mean, it is a crystal, so might as well get the early crystal done and out of the way.
As they say, always be clearing crystal dungeons. In this mode, that's really all you really need to do, is you get all 7 crystals and you can go fight Ganon anytime you want. Unless the sword decides to be particularly evil and throws more than one sword in Ganon's tower.
Mm-hmm. All I have it happened to me once, where basically my go mode was definitely a Master Sword on Bob's Torch. I do love to see it.
So Norse Maddie, while having Dark World access, decided to go over to Saha, and now it's his turn to possibly do the Eastern play as well with Dane. Well, at least we know where all 3 of our shields are, as we've got 2 behind Sahasrahla and 1 sitting on the library that I do not believe anyone is going to go out of their way to pick up.
Hopefully we'll see someone go, and then hopefully see the Dark World soon.
Yeah, from a routing perspective, I'm not sure how high I am on this Eastern play unless it has the mirror specifically. Because knowing you have a 6 crystal Dark World, you're going to have to do pod anyway, and likely you're going to need the mirror to go to Swamp in regards to that anyhow as well. Mm-hmm. So comboing them both together is probably a nice time save in comparison. We do have that shovel that no one's had a look at yet. Yoinker's wife getting it out of the back of Escape. Her time to save and quit here, and let's see if she goes to Eastern or South Shore.
Or someone that actually wants to, somehow want to chase after that shovel. I mean, I wouldn't do it, because that's just a little bit slow.
Me, I just forget I have the shovel, especially if I have a flute.
Yeah. I forget, when you actually have a shovel and then get the flute, do you still have to switch from the shovel to the flute again, right?
Yeah, whichever one you had first will occupy that slot until you change it in your inventory. First item we see out of Eastern Palace is 5 rupees, as both runners there have shown us here.
Basically, 2 runners is just, delaying high-fiving each other.
It's a Betty Hill music. They're just running after each other here.
Pretty much. Orca's wife about to grab their hammer.
Oh, here we go. Beardy is taking to Village of Outcasts to start out his Dark World route.
I actually would love to see that. I would probably prefer to do... I don't know. Either one would be pretty okay for me. Because, there is Height Cave, which has 5 checks. Or you have all Avu, which is usually 3 checks, and then a whole dungeon you can clear out.
I don't believe we saw the big key in Eastern Palace, and I'm pretty sure our trackers, Bright and Jaxie, would probably correct me if we have. But if that is the case, that means this crystal is locked by specifically the lamp.
Nope.
So, Village of Outcasts, I didn't see if Beardy had a look at the map or not.
I don't think so either.
Because you kind of want to know where that green pendant is, and you kind of want to know where those 5-6 are. Jaxie, one of our trackers, letting us know Ice Palace is the green pendant. Swamp and Mire 5-6 crystals today. That'll be interesting. Thank you, Jaxie. And also thank you to Bright for tracking for us tonight. All right, so Beardy is going to start by cleaning up Village of Outcasts. We do have a full clearable Thieves' Town. We do have flippers in the Eastern Palace big chest. Oh my.
Which is locked behind that lamp, though. Which is interesting.
Now, a lot of runners, Eastern Palace is one of the first dark rooms you may learn, with the Old Man Rescue being another one. So I don't think anyone's really daunted by going to get the key and getting the item. Of course, you're going to see both runners are having just a little bit of difficulty with this dark room in the back of Eastern. It's not really the easiest thing to do with basically nothing to work with here.
Oh. I thought for sure that Dane got it.
Well, Norsk is going to be the first of two runners to get out of there. We got a book in Thieves Town. Now things are starting to open up. See, even with that book, though, that Pendant Desert play doesn't look very enticing just because you don't know if you can access more than one item at most in Desert Palace without the boots.
Mm-hmm. Dane's having issues with the dark room.
Dane is going to use the better part of game knowledge here. If you drop into those pots, there's two fairies that will constantly respawn, so you have infinite tries at this. Unfortunately, you do not have infinite arrows, so going to pick up an extra fiver there. And looks like Beardy gonna get whatever else is going on in Thieves Town. That is...
Oh, there's Ice Rod in Eastern Palace boss.
Ooh. And we know for a fact we need that, so I'm pretty sure we just heard a collective sigh of relief from Norsk and anyone else who decided to rush Eastern, as the Ice Rod hunt is off tonight.
Of course, finally getting the first crystal of the restream at something. I'm not paying attention on the time.
Now are we going to see Hype Cave, Norse Matty? Oh, we're seeing Yoiker's wife now follow us into Eastern Palace. How interesting. So far, only one runner's really decided to, bank on Dark World being the answer, and now we're going to see another one start in a different spot of the Dark World, as Matty will give us Hype Cave.
Yep. Some more additional information that none of the runners has not done yet.
And there's your confirmation of the map check. Look at all those crystals. 5, 6 in the southwest corner. Southeast having the Green Pendant and Ice Palace, which is one of those things you hope not to have to go pick up. And everything else is on the table for us here.
One of the things I want to see that'd be kind of hilarious somehow if that Green Pendant turn in is something that they really need later on. Who knows?
Alrighty, and let's have a moment of silence for our old friend Hype Cave.
I give it a 2 out of 10. But it does have some love, so that's why I guess the 2.
Yeah, being this low on full HP is probably good to see a little bit of help from that, but not really what we're looking for. Definitely not Hype. Alright, Dane has picked up his Ice Rod. He will go ahead and save and quit. Let's see if he decides to go for Vu or for Hype.
Okay.
That's a Fire Rod on Stumpy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
This could be the winning route right here, folks, if there's anything of value in Skull Woods.
Oh man, so like what's gonna be next? Like minutes on big game?
Oh, that would be very conveniently placed mitts right there. Beardy does have the Maiden, and he's going to go get that last item off of Blind here, I believe.
Dane finally cleaning up the rest of his South Shore now.
Yep, so now Dane will obtain a Moon Pearl and not have Dark World access unless he's gone to the Dam. You MMC first there, Torin?
What's up?
Did he go to Mini Molorm first?
I think he went just straight there, yeah.
And with the flippers, that means we might be seeing Zora region checks here from Dane.
Yep, it looks like he's going to jump right in the water, have a good old fresh little swim.
And that's a crystal for Beardy. I didn't see if Blind dropped anything of value, though.
No. But no key, so that hammer was not required for Thieves Town. I think. I don't. I could be wrong. I was not really paying attention. I'm really bad at this. Yay!
Hey, look, it's the Cane of Burna sitting in Waterfall. Hopefully we don't need to utilize that for something like Spike Cave here.
Well, it looks like Dane did get the hammer, apparently, according to the tracker.
Oh. Okay, that's required.
Wow.
And Yoinker's taking a little bit of a beating in the back of Eastern Palace. She says, no more, I'll come back later.
Was they trying to set up the quick kill for Ormus, or was it just like before?
I think she took it in the dark room, because that's where a lot of players, if they're not used to doing it low percent with just a bow, you miss and you get bumped around by either the popos or the Igors themselves. It can be really hard to reestablish where they are in the room. It can also be really hard to figure out where you are in relation to the door.
Yeah.
That flute, though.
Yeah, that flute.
That flute, we know, is a decent chunk out of logic right now, with the big key for Eastern being locked by Lamp.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Norse Matty has taken the dive into Skullwoods. He decided to go for the front here, which I think is interesting. Maybe looking for a little extra help to be able to take on Mothula?
Maybe.
And we are on Blue Mail, 6 hearts, a fighter sword, no half magic, no bottles. So really the best way you can fight Moth right now is with a hammer. And hammer hitbox is very not kind to our runners, as we've seen in previous excursions. And that's both items out of Skull Woods right there in the front, so this is something we can just come back to later.
So Beardy did get a bottle. I think it's that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sounds about right. And we've got a loose duck on the screen. Somebody, please call animal control. Congratulations, Dane. You've unlocked fast travel. Now you can go get your hammer, because as evidenced by him going straight to the dam, he does not currently have it, and he will in approximately 20 seconds or so. Maddie is going to go take a whack at Mothula. This is... I'm not saying it's an optimal play, but it's also a very scary play.
Yeah, it looks like Norse Matty is actually trying to definitely try to hit Mothula head on.
You want to talk about Dark World Loop? Now we got Beardy going ahead to check Pyramid and Catfish on his way past Hype Cave.
Interesting.
A little bit of extra new information for our runners here, as this has an item just up for grabs sitting on the ledge. And that item is just chump change. He's not going to Catfish. He's going to go ahead and save and quit. That's interesting. And Yoinker's Wife picks up her flute. So we now have 2 players with flutes and 2 players that haven't been to the back of Eastern quite yet. This Mothula fight for Norse Matty, it's really as bad as it sounds. Normally, Mothula will take 4 hits with tempered level damage, so tempered sword, gold sword, or hammer. Fire Rod will deal master sword damage. That's 8 hits. That means it's 16 fighter sword slashes. And anytime Moth gets bumped into a spike, the damage gets replaced and nullified. Of course, those spikes are going to be rude as heck, and down goes Matty. That is unfortunate.
That's why laughing. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
That's why sometimes, even though you've got both items out of Skullwoods, this is something you might consider to put off. And Matty, I think, showing the better part of Valor, knows that he's probably bitten off quite a bit here, and now having to farm magic, this gets kind of slow. So he's going to go ahead and give this a pass.
Did kind of interrupt it, but it's like I'm still laughing a little bit where there's like two shields side by side and freaking Joshua's hut just sitting there.
Yeah, we don't want to pick up shields. I like to say there's nothing wrong with shields. If you want to pick up one, you might as well get all three. In this particular instance, well, you get one, you get two, and you know where the third one is, and you're never going back for it.
Yep.
And so now we've got Beardy McWhatnow going through his Eastern Palace. I got Desert Palace on the brain with that book. We could have an item sitting over there, possibly even Sphere 1 in Nagina's cave.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing is, we do see a lamp that'll put that flute in logic, and thus the mountain will be on the table as well. Not too much we can really do in Death Mountain without a mirror or a hook shot, but something to keep in mind here. You know, I say it, and what is Yoinker's wife doing but going up Death Mountain out of logic? Excuse me? Well, she's taken the old man and given him a home.
Would it be quicker to come from the front though with the activated flute?
With an activated flute, it's definitely faster to do it the way she did from the back. And we have now seen the single arrow. We're saved. Just put that in your pocket for later. That way you always have an arrow to shoot at Ganon.
Yep. Doesn't matter if the arrow is silver or not. Just shoot at Ganon.
All right, no love coming out of Spectacle Rock's top. Let's see what's within the cave. And Yoinker's wife shows us even more no love. There's still one other thing that our runners can choose to check here. And I think she's going straight for it.
Are we seeing a spike cave?
We're going to see a 6-heart spike cave, or at least a map check from Yoinker's wife here. I don't know if she realizes you can do spike cave on one magic meter with Kena Burna. That's free.
No. Oh man.
Better part of playing it safe. It is close if you at all stumble on your movements through spike cave. So this is definitely not a bad thing to possibly go in there and it's a shoot the moon kind of play here actually. Because there's really not too much else left for us to look at.
The only thing left that Runners has not done yet is Desert Palace and Nagina's.
Ooh, Beardy, please be careful. Though that circle of bubbles will kill you real fast if you get stuck in there without hitting the switch.
Wow. Nice fairy drop though to redeem. I wonder if any of the other runners is going to actually do hammer strats against Mothula, though.
Well, like I've stated, definitely something that makes the Moth fight easier, but only if Moth cooperates and you can get the hammer hitbox and your positions to cooperate. On a moving floor, it's not an easy fight.
It really isn't. But it's kind of good to see someone actually trying. I'll probably be the one that's probably just keep on doing it till, till Kingdom comes.
All right, so Beardy with showing us why the back of Easter would be logical with the Fire Rod if we did not have the big key in its vanilla location. Any room that has a torch in it, except for Aghanim's Tower, is considered to be a dark room in logic with Fire Rod. So in a moment, he's going to be picking up an Ice Rod and probably be happy about it. We have Dane checking the chest at the back of Skullwoods. Not sure if he saw both items in front. And a little tactical death warp action there, so he gets pushed right at the front door without having to walk back through everything.
This little arena is the dodging all those fireballs.
Yeah, similarly, Yoinker's wife taking advantage of the Wallmaster to warp her to the front of Skullwoods. And unlike the other two runners we've seen come back here, she's decided she's putting off Mothula for now.
Well, she's actually checking something that our other runners has, which is upper.
Little good piece of visual information here. Unfortunately, it's just 10 arrows today. Even if it was something, we couldn't pick it up without the cape anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
And Dane attempting to hammer a Moth, and Moth is flinging spikes parallel to his position. That's rough.
Nice.
Now we got blind for Norse Maddie, and that spin is going to put you slightly off script, but this is easy to triage as long as you know just how to dodge around the fireballs that appear on the screen. That red shield helps too. Unfortunately, that didn't go very well at the very end of the day for Norse Maddie. I believe he was just one shot short.
Getting Mothula.
And that's a clutch victory for Dane, so he'll be the first runner to go to Skullwoods and win. That puts him up a crystal on our restream.
So what happened with Beardy with the Armos Knights?
He has the Ice Rod, so he's definitely killed the Armos Knights.
That's what I'll say.
He did have an issue with the quick kill, but the fight is just easy enough that you don't worry too much about it. You know, I just thought of something. Outside of
What's
the
that?
Sagina and Desert Check, have any of our runners swam to the Man Under the Bridge yet?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember whom it was, but I remember it was nothing.
All right, it's Maddie's turn to have a gander at what's going on at the front of Hyrule Castle, as he was also a Sank starter along with Beardy. Now, Beardy has checked Agina's cave, and it was just 100 rupees. So whatever we're waiting for, it's either on the ledge or in Desert Palace proper.
Could be even on the boss itself at this point.
Well, it could also be on Sick Kid, as we've got that bottle from the Maiden Chest in Thieves Town, and no one has a mirror to go turn it in yet. So you would have to go ahead, save and quit, and we do have two runners with Flute that can actually have a look at that. But Sick Kid could have a progression as well.
Yeah, true. There's a lot of fetch quests left to do, at least that one. And of course, whatever's in the Desert Palace.
And right back to what I said earlier, have we seen the shovel?
I think so.
Okay. Being notified by one of our trackers, we have seen the shovel, and it is not a boots lock desert. So now what you want to see is a dungeon item on the torch. Oh,
It's a key.
so it is a boots lock desert for the right side, and that thus in logic as well.
Wait, is it? I want this to be boots. This would be hilarious if it was boots. Oh,
It's powder. Oh boy. Alrighty then. So the game expects you to get powder out of Desert Palace, I guess.
I know there's a low percent chance, but would you try to progress towards the boss kill just in case if the boss did have the second item, or would you actually just stay to quit right there?
Being a pendant, I'm probably team save and quit here.
Okay.
I mean, you could shoot the moon for it. You do have fire and ice rod as weapons. You have a bow. You have a hammer. So it's not like the Lambo fight's really that difficult, but regardless, I don't know. I mean, maybe you key steal for the item, but it's still locked by boots. So if it's anything important, then you're like, oh, I'm going to find boots. It's going to be exciting. That's that. Here's our Sick Kid check from Bearded What now? Man, we got a whole lot of nothing going on.
Wow, I didn't realize there was a bottle, a fairy in a bottle.
Yeah, I think Dane dropped down on his way to Eastern to show us that earlier. Of course, can't pick that up without a mirror and don't necessarily need it anyway, since we already have a bottle. We'll probably see some more. So now, Beardy, you don't want to leave, you just got here. I had an epiphany. Yoinker's wife did show us that piece of heart on the hobo, so disregard me. Absolutely regard that mirror on Magic Bat.
Oh boy, that mirror. I heard people like Fetch Quest.
Wow, this is a linear logic chain for this one. So you still need the flute logically to go up the mountain. I don't think that's going to stop Beardy. He'll probably go get it regardless here. Does have the flippers, so this is a series of checks he has not yet made.
I'm guessing the rest of the logic is going up towards Tower Hera, isn't it?
Well, we got Tower of Hera. You can read Ether Tablet, unless we see a sword somewhere. We're probably not going to be picking up what's on it. We do have 2 checks in Hera. Hera is a crystal. No, Hera's a pendant. Excuse me. And we can full clear Hera if we really want to. But what I'm thinking about are the 8 checks on East Death Mountain here. You got 1 in Spiral, 7 in Paradox. Yoinker's wife pulling out that can of Berna and taking Kara blind for her first crystal. You know, don't you hate it when this giant fish comes out of the water and steals your money?
Always. Only had seen it once where he actually gave me a 300. It's like, thanks for the reimbursement.
He still stole 200 of your own dollars.
Yeah.
That's like passing go in reverse. You don't want to do that.
It's fair, but at least I'd rather get my at least somewhat money back instead of just losing it all.
All right, so now it's Beardy's turn to go pick up a flute. Norsk Matty is going to go activate his flute, and Yoinker's wife is going to go find a fire rod on Stumpy in just a moment.
So yeah, definitely a lot of diversion going on, for sure.
Yeah, Open has so many different ways that things can path out in the early game, but when it becomes a linear logical progression like this, so we see Matty has the better presence of mind to go check the bottle, but now he still has to go figure out where the seed wants him to go next, and doesn't really have great options. So what we know is the game is absolutely expecting you to take that book to the desert to get the big key, to get the powder, to come back to Kakariko with or without the flute, to get your mirror, to go up the mountain with or without your flute. And that's just painfully linear. That means everyone's going to get funneled into that regardless of how divergent the paths were early on.
I'm pretty much sure everyone race is probably in the same boat because this stage is not really giving anyone anything. It's just logic chains everywhere.
Here's something we haven't seen yet that's only partially in logic. That's Palace of Darkness. And Matty's going to make his way up there. Now we can full clear Palace of Darkness. Routing it admittedly kind of sucks without a mirror. And without the lamp, it's not in logic anyway.
Wondering when someone's going to find
Whoa!
Up.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Dane has 3 crystals.
Yeah.
All right, this little monkey is also going to pick your pocket, and in exchange for doing so, he'll have an amazing bout of confidence, climb up this, and accidentally sit on a switch, opening the door to Palace of Darkness for you. And Palace of Darkness has 6 keys. And 4 of them are guaranteed to be in the front here. And that is one of them right there in the shooter room. 6 keys, a map, a compass, a big key, and 5 items. So, not exactly the least rich place to go in this situation. Although, some of the dark rooms can be a little bit daunting without the right set of equipment. A little bit low on HP, no mirror to get out of Dark Maze, so Blue Mail Death Warp, although the Kadondos will always do 1 heart of damage, so that's fine. And I think Beardy is going to go take a gander at Skullwoods now. Or finish Skullwoods if he's already been there. And Dane up the mountain, he's going to have the same level of disappointment that Yoiker's wife just had. And Yoiker's wife is going to join Norse Maddie in Palace of Darkness. So this has gotten, once again, 2 runners in the same dungeon. And I don't think it's been the same 2 runners twice here yet.
Not yet. Was it, I thought Norse Maddie...
Oh, okay, there's your lamp.
Huh. Well, that puts all this is too linear for me. Can we please get reroll?
I mean, honestly, when your choices are potentially out of logic, Palace of Darkness, or the awful chain to get the mirror, which one would you rather do?
I'll probably be honestly at the aggressive pod play, honestly. More dense checks.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that pod does is that puts the big key to Eastern Palace in logic, which puts our flippers in logic, which puts our flute in logic, which means we're back in logic. Or at least Maddie is.
See, and the thing is, if somehow Maddie had the fear, that would probably make a lot more sense now. Just to somehow come back, mirror.
Oh no! Beardy getting caught on the terrain leaving the front door of Skullwoods takes an overworld death being pounced by a Ropa. Oh, that is a bad feel.
Hey, Ruby, you can tell the people what happened to me with you. I told him something like this.
So my one and only time as a mentor, I told him, okay, you're low on HP, so go ahead and take a Death Warp in the middle of Skullwoods. And he walks out of the front door and Death Warps on the overworld.
On the same Ropa. On the same Ropa.
In almost the same spot. That's not how that's supposed to work, my friend. No, that's an unintentional death that you don't want to have happen ever. Because now you're... Without mitts or without boots, this is just a long walk back. Speaking of long walks, we just walked across the bridge and found a big key in Palace of Darkness, so we can now go to the boss. And Yoinker's wife finds her enlightening experience, as I like to call it.
There's a lot of extra keys everywhere.
That extra key, having the big key, I'd still be tempted to check Harmless Hellway here. Just because you don't know if it might be something you absolutely need later on. We do need 2 medallions at most to open Meyer and TR. We don't need that compass, though, so never mind me. Those medallions can be in any number of awful places. One place we know they can't be is behind the dungeon that locks them. Or is locked by them, rather. Or GT, since we're hoping to never have to go into GT on the seed.
Hope not.
I would have been so sad for Norse Maddie if that was a Sank Heart there.
Yeah.
Speaking of medallions, there's Bombos. So, he's going to take a rather swift Death Warp here, courtesy of a little bit of Fire Breath from these green lizards. Or you can just walk into one, that's fine too. You know, when you really think about it, Torrin, that mirror is in a pretty awful place.
It is.
Oh, Yonkers might play a little extra pinball action going on here.
Boing, boing, boing. Come on, just call out the hearing.
And Beardy has made his way to the back of Skull Woods. So we're going to be seeing another moth fight in just a few moments.
Dane finally caught up and in pod now. Dane actually went straight left. He did not check the right chest.
That's rather interesting, because that means he's going to have...
He has lamp.
Yeah, he does have lamp, so he's gone to right side. We're looking in the dark room and seeing a light cone, and we're like, where's his lamp? Why is his lamp not tracked?
What's his lamp not tracked?
Norse Matty making his way off to Helmasaur.
Beardy with the hammer strikes on Mothula.
Mothula deciding to camp the north side of that dungeon for just a moment, and then a moment longer. Get out of there, you!
Come on. There you go. That's it. Damn. There you go.
Ooh, that was slick. Well done, Beardy.
Only 2 hits.
Well, this is a lot more than 2 hits coming to Helmasaur's mask here. It takes 17 whacks with that hammer to take it off his face and reveal that power crystal that keeps him alive.
Yep.
And that will take 8 shots with a bow, or 4 hammer swings, or in this case also 8 sword spins, because he's immune to fighter sword damage. But, you know, well handled. Matty is done with Helma and has 2 crystals to his name now. And does Helma have anything? No, he had a map. I guess if I was counting items, I'd know that.
Yep.
Alright. His amazing adventure in Skull Woods still hasn't quite ended yet, but Beardy's pretty much done and over this, and we're going to see something that no other runner has decided to give us just yet. Because Beardy McWhat now has a book and happens to be at the right spot to give this a read, and it is nothing.
This is love. How much fun. You stand. Give me the money back. I was. I'm guessing the bot is not getting paid for the bed seed. I was asking for.
Listen, if Sahasrabot was getting paid for the pet seed, I'm sure he would be halfway to Acapulco or something by now.
Probably.
He'd sell them like they were going out of style. Anyway, just as a reminder, these are 4 of a good 19 players running tonight's daily, this primetime 7-7 fast Ganon. But I'd like to invite anybody here to give Dane, Beer McWhat Now, Yoinker's Wife, and Norse Matty a follow on Twitch. As well as you can see, none of these are quite so strange to rando, and probably a lot more races to come for each of these players. Also want to give a shout out once again to our trackers, Jaxie, Bright Beginner, already correcting me when I'm wrong. Because that'll happen when you're watching 4 streams at the same time. It's very easy to miss stuff. Torrin, thanks for joining me tonight.
Pleasure.
Norse Matty giving us a check we haven't seen yet. It's the catfish.
Who was trying to come up here and not to?
We had one player go to Pyramid and then save and quit. I want to say it was... I don't remember who it was.
Is it Beardy? Yeah, it was Beardy.
It was Beardy. And we also have Beardy who decided to do back to front Skull Woods, so he's got the big key and will obtain a dungeon item. Because as we know, there was a small key in this check, and well, how interesting. She's going straight to pinball room. Now, he doesn't take your money, but Catfish is no more useful than Zora is.
So, look. So I have the mirror now. Should we just check the first meme chest at the Swamp Palace now?
I'm going to say no to Hookless Swamp here. We still have 8 checks on Death Mountain there's only one player with the mirror. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's going to get funneled to desert. See, like, what I talk about the linearity of the seed? Gross.
Yeah.
And we still don't know if that Bombos medallion is going to come in handy for us. I mean, it's already going to be useful if we have to go into ice without half magic or bottles. So this is going to be the Eastern cleanup for Yoinker's wife, as she did bail out of the back of the dungeon earlier, having no easy way to deal with... Oh. Beardy lost Kiki. That is a 10-cent fine, my good sir.
Is Dane actually thinking of doing a Spike Cave now? Yes, he is.
And this is pretty much all that's left outside of going to get that mirror from what we've seen.
But somehow it ends up shot. That's going to be really bad.
Yeah, in this very circumstance, Hookshot's going to push you away from the mirror. Luckily, it's just a blue boomerang, which has the same functional effect, but nowhere near the amount of pull, shall I say.
Has good all status effects, but it's not what the runners want to go traverse across the little pit, across the bridge.
Satorn, are you team blue boomerang or red boomerang?
Red.
I'll take a boomerang as long as we don't have item functionality turned on.
Oh man, every time someone pulls out a hard item functionality, it's just like, oh no, I can't use my boomerang anymore. What shall I do?
If something like that is your cup of tea, we do have 2 more races in this daily series this week. This primetime venture, of course, being the third, the Wednesday night edition. There will be a couple more coming up. We have a mystery and a cross keys on the table for our players here, coming up on Thursday and Friday, respectively. I think they're at 9 and 2. I'll have to double check the schedule and make sure I get the right information out to you guys.
Yep, you are correct. Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern is the mystery. Friday is 2 p.m. Eastern.
Alright, Matty went and cleaned up Blind, now that he has the magic to abuse Berna on that fight. Off-scripted fight, because Blind will have started in the middle of the room when you walk in, instead of transforming when you walk in with the Maiden. And it's going to be his turn to go up the mountain and save the old man. But Dane is doing exactly what we want to see.
Yep.
Because, like I said, that mirror's in an awful spot, and that mirror is pretty much locking us out of a good chunk of the seed right now.
I'm just hoping Beardy at some point is going to hopefully save the quit and go on the right side of Death Mountain. So. I mean, of course, he has to finish up Pod first.
And I kind of get and understand what Beardy is doing. Is the lamp does kind of resolve the logic chain that would have unraveled entirely if you decided to disregard the lamp and not know where the game really wants you to go. I mean, Book in Thieves Town is pretty sure bet, but the flippers to get the flute, which is your logical way up the mountain, this just kind of resolves that.
They ain't finally getting the power.
Yoinker's wife fluted back to 5, so I'm wondering where she's headed.
Possibly.
Pyramid Catfish coming from 5, maybe? There's really no other way to go this way, or 4 for that matter. I think this is probably faster due to straight lines if you have boots, but I don't know. Alright, Maddie is going into Spike Cave, and he'll get a whole lot of nothing. I just want to see Paradox Cave, man.
I do too. Us commentators, like we already see like everything, everyone diverse in directions. We already know like out.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to get to with Beardy is he is also chasing a clearable crystal. And the lamp inside Palace of Darkness puts the rest of Palace of Darkness fully in logic, and the mirror makes it easier to route. So you might as well get this done and over with in case it has something you need. For example, oh, I don't know, Bombos?
Yeah, Bombos is definitely useful.
Yeah, that situation where you could get Mitz and Kane on East Death Mountain, suddenly Bombos is the entry to TR, and you're taking it out in one shot. You're just done with the mountain after that.
So to be fair, I think Dane might be the first one to go on right side Death Mountain because he's about to get mirror here in about 2 seconds.
Absolutely, and I believe Dane doesn't have anything left except for like awful sequences like Graveyard Ledge with the mirror that just opened up. We haven't seen that yet either, and maybe Pyramid Catfish, unless he's already done it. I mean, Catfish is one of those things that you either do it early or you never do it until it's your last location. You know, kind of like the pedestal. Kind of like Left Side Swamp. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Maddie finally getting powder.
And it's the same situation for Maddie here. He's already gotten the 3 available crystal dungeons cleared that he can do. So getting the mirrors, again, going to be one of the only things he can actually chase at this point. Unless he already has both items out of Skull Woods, so he knows all he has to get out of Skull Woods now is the crystal.
He's finally starting the slow traverse back up. I said Death Mountain.
And Yoinker's wife will now enter her desert palace, and hopefully she follows the logic the way the game intends here.
So yeah, I guess logically, I guess the boss at this point.
Hey, look, it's 10 shots with your bow. Falling from the sky. Yay, arrow rain. That sounds dreadful weather. You're going to see a peek at Tower of Hera. Of course, dungeon is a pendant. Is fully in logic. We can clear it if we really wanted to. I don't think anyone's going to clear it if the big key's not in this front check here. Unless you see, unless you see a hook shot literally right here. Oh, nope. Big key's in the basement. Tower Hera's getting written entirely off by Dane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you and I like to say, that's fair.
Fair. Marcus finally get her powder.
She's probably going to go see Agina next, and it's always faster to go out the right side of desert here. Because you're going to cross the desert either way.
Oh no. Ready, getting the mirror?
Yoinker's wife taking a moment to grab a fairy drop and put it in her bottle for later. That's probably going to be useful down the line. Good old spiral cave without boots, without hookshot. You know, it's just like you want to fall asleep walking through here. That's a sword. Oh boy. Now we can start talking about Bombos tablet.
Oh boy. Love to see it. Thing is, what is game locking the players from? Is it Bombos tablet? Or is it going to be whoever's left?
Well, still plenty to look at in here, so I wouldn't say hi to Bombo's tablet just yet.
I mean, of course not now. Of course
It's
not
just
now.
This is like the worst case scenario is Bombo's tablet in Hookless Swamp. There's the other boomerang.
Oh, look, it's my boomerang.
No, it's mine. Give it back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fine.
Oh,
Fine, be that way.
I still got the blue. I still got the blue boomerang. This belt is useful. It just has shorter range.
Bombs. Arrows.
Come on, give something.
Piece of heart. Another piece of heart. It's not here. Oh
It's
no.
Bombo, so
It's
logic.
oh. So
This
our
logic's
options.
disgusting.
Our options now are Bombo's tablet in Hookless Swamp.
Oh, actually,
Well, we do have 2 items in Hera.
Yeah.
And if Matty decides to climb Tower of Hera, which I doubt he will, no, of course not. We also have Graveyard Ledge in K45.
I mean, we still also have Hookless Swamp.
Oh no, Beardy, what are you doing? Beardy, no!
Oh,
It's Hookless Swamp.
like I said.
He is absolutely making the play right now. This is the call by Beardy McWhat now. He's going into Hookless Swamp.
As Dane actually almost had high five with Beardy, is actually going off in CK. This looks like going to be a mean chest as always. It seems like
This better not be a meme chest. Don't you dare, game! Don't you dare! Big key! Oh no!
Is it
That's
vanilla? Vanilla location?
please don't.
Vanilla? This game has some jokes.
Oh,
Man.
now Dane does have that Master Sword off the mountain, so Bombo says he checked that he can make, and so far nobody else except Maddie. But Maddie's still cleaning up Paradox Cave, so.
By the way, Dane does have bombos, by the way, trackers.
Yeah, Bombos was in the pod big chest, so that is something that anybody who's cleaned up pod will definitely have. That's a Cane of Samaria!
Ew.
Well, that's not a great place for that. It does not do anything for us logically here. So,
wait, we still have not found mids either.
no mitts, no hook shot. Oh
be in
my goodness. Yeah, swamp is the answer. So Beardy's going to show us a little something in just a moment.
It has to be. So where the heck is
Wait. We still have Graveyard Ledge.
Oh, there's still Graveyard Ledge, yeah. That's true.
And
there's
there are
boots.
we still have... I don't remember anybody going to the Lumberjack.
I don't think so either.
And
Yeah,
the
there's
mitts.
mitts.
Yikes on bikes. Right side of desert's now open with those boots. Lumberjack is in logic. Yeah, Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge. Oh boy.
A whole dungeon of Mr. Meyer, depending on what the medallion is.
Yeah, we got the Meyer area proper. You got East Death Mountain. You can bonk one, check, and hookshot cave and get the other 2. And with that cane, if Bombos opens up TR, you've got TR. Well,
This game does have some jokes.
Swamp Palace just opened the door and we walked in. Oh, Beardy doesn't have an easy way to hit this crystal switch.
Oh.
He's going to have to throw a bomb over the pegs to flip it to blue. Because that barrier will stop everything.
I was supposed to say,
Or you could just bow from here. That works.
yeah, that works.
All right, so Yoinker's wife is going for the Hera big key. Is she? She definitely is. She wants to climb Hera.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, this is it. This is like, because we're still missing 2 items.
Yeah, we're still absolutely missing the hook shot, and we do not know what our medallion requirements are, and unfortunately, she's not taking a coffee break.
Which I probably do need to take a couple right now. If that's okay with you.
Make sure you bring some back for me.
Oh, I'll definitely bring some. What kind do you want? We got some Hawaiian. We got some coconut.
We got Dane mirroring out of swamp at the mitts.
Oh.
Dane didn't pick up the boots.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. That's spicy. And Beardy, continuing on the left side of swamp, finds a piece of heart. And I don't think we've seen any of the other dungeon items yet, have we?
Nope. Yoinkers is actually aggressing Hera.
And you see that little tilde coin sitting in the ground there. The entry requirement for Misery Mire today is Quake. So we're not getting in, folks. Not yet.
It's not for at least a little bit.
That does, however, tell us that Quake can't be a Pyramid Fairy.
No, Beardy, no. Beardy saved and quit instead of mirroring.
Well, he doesn't have Master Sword, so he can't pick up that Cane of Samaria anyway. But that does isolate the information. He doesn't know it's there. That's possibly bad.
Oh no. We already know there's nothing actually over here, though.
And we're going to see the same thing going on here from Beardy. He's going to look at the Mire entry, scoff at Quake in the ground, grab these checks in Mire Shed and Checkerboard, and then we'll get to see what he decides to do next. I think Dane's going to give us Smith Chain here.
How many times have we seen like Smith Chain actually had? I lost counts.
Smith Chain is a trendy meta, hey, this is a lot of time to waste, so don't bother with it kind of play, but Smith Chain having a progression just feels awful.
I've seen it so many times within like this past week. It's not even funny anymore.
At least our Bombos was in a big chest. We know there's nothing on the pedestal today.
Yeah.
And Matty does pick up his Cane of Samaria from the Bombos tablet. So he's going to have a slight edge over Beardy here. Oh, and I believe that was the sound of Yoinker's wife censoring the words that she had for Moldorm when he knocked her off.
Probably. Tower Hair Correction, I think it's the last item.
Yeah, Moldorm absolutely has a second item here, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh. And he not playing nice.
See, the first time when you see Moldorm, it actually has like a little bit random pattern, and the second one actually getting a little bit more sentient, and actually, Beardy's actually checking what's over on Lumberjack now.
Yeah, Beardy's gonna give us this Lumberjack play. And
is this hook shot? Stop talking. This is hook shot.
Oh, please don't be the hook shot. Don't do it. Don't. It's 20 rupees. Okay, hook shot is probably on Dark Death Mountain. And this is exactly the kind of thing that really put me off. In the first ever ladder race I played, I put the Lumberjack check off for over an hour, kind of like this, and it was hookshot. And it gated pretty much everything else I could possibly do in the seed. Speaking of things that you could possibly do in a seed, how about go into Ice Palace with the myths, as Dean is showing us?
Yeah, honestly, it's not
question.
bad.
Purple chest had a sword? Ooh.
Interesting.
Ooh.
We found a third sword.
That's a sword in a particularly awful spot. Because some players might choose not to do purple chest. Or, Smith Chain at all.
Nice bomb stress from Dave.
Alright, Beardy is cleaning up the Graveyard Legend King's Tomb together, as one does.
Yeah, he does have the boots. Get the good old soon.
And it's not here. And the big key in Ice Palace is straight vanilla. So now Maddie's going to have the boots, and the boots, unfortunately, haven't really led to much here, unless King's Tomb's got an answer for us.
So for Ice Palace, I have a particular pattern.
So that's a small key in the front, and then a small key and a big key on the right side. But that small key up front does kind of convey that I don't believe this is hookshot lock. Hookshot can be here.
Yep.
Of course, our pendants really haven't had much outside of that powdered leading to mirror and desert. So now Beardy's going to go ahead and do Smith Chain.
By the way, York's wife, the Moon Pearl, got unchecked, by the way.
That's a mushroom. That was only was that the second or third item out of ice?
Alright, let's see. It was big key, small key.
Was small key, big key, small key, rupees.
Yeah, that was the second item.
And the second item. We still have a map and a compass and 2 more checks? Question mark?
One more key? I think it has to be a third key somewhere.
No, I think there's nothing. Because now we know that Cold Stare has the map, because we've already seen 2 rupee drops and yeah. Oh, it was a cave. It was a pet cave sword. That's going to be good for Beardy if he decides to go to Bombos now.
I hope he does go back and get Bombos.
I don't think he's done K45, so he has every reason to. And Dana's going to go ahead and defeat Cold Stare. I believe this is the green pendant. We got it marked as a crystal on his tracker, but this was green, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Somehow a hookshot. This is also saying this. We still have nothing hookshot.
And it's really going to be an interesting question as to where exactly is that hookshot going to show up here. Could it be on Sahasrara? Could it be on East Death Mountain? Excuse me, Dark Death Mountain? Could it be Internal Rock for all we know? We don't know. That's the thing.
I think I had it once before, like first season. I had hookshot in. Actually, I believe it was all. I think it was hookshot, flute. There was something else. Flippers, all in one dungeon.
There is still 1 item left in Desert Palace that we haven't seen anybody go get that small key that has the boots yet. Or key steal. We could do that too.
Will Norse Maddie actually do that? At this point?
I think if you're here, you have to check this, right?
As well. I mean, it is one check.
That's 1 check, or you're going independent ice, or you're going into Dark Death Mountain for a maximum of 3 checks if you don't have a hook shot or a way into TR.
Beardy finally getting his Mario.
Smith Chain led him in the right direction, which is it's great for Beardy because he's not going to be leaving that badly placed cane on the Bombos tablet this seed. And again, our runners are constantly running out of things to do, as Hookless Swamp absolutely required for progression here.
I feel like it is it seems like it is. It feels like a required double dip.
Oh, game, don't put the item on Landmalus.
Oh.
Ah, come on.
So is this going to be turning to like an Oops All Dungeons type siege?
The very oops. He's not even going. He doesn't want to fight that boss. He's going straight to Dark Death Mountain. This is probably what the game's expecting us to do here. Actually, no, he hasn't even done Paradox yet.
He has not done Paradox. He's going to get a butter here soon.
Oh no, it's going to be tempered for him. He only has Master right now.
Oh, was it Maddie we were talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about Maddie, not Beardy. Beardy is...
I'm so sorry.
Beardy's got the sword out of Paradox. That's where he's got tempered from. And we're
I'm
going to
so
see the
sorry.
mushroom from Dane, and the mushroom is just... alchemical science turns that spore cap into money. Thanks, game.
Alright. 100%. I want to call Hookshot being on the bonk chest.
Ah, so the meme chest and Hookshot Cave. Got it.
Yep. I'm going to keep on calling meme chest right now.
Next, you're going to call GT Big Key on Torch. Hopefully, we don't have... we're not going to GT, so we're not thinking about that. Maddie opting to go see if he can open TR now.
Well, logically, Hookshot can't be in. DT Big Key in the tile room as punishment for those
You
who just have to
hate to see it. We have fully clearable Turtle Rock.
Ew. Is this the answer? It has to be. Okay.
Well, he doesn't feel like going right in just yet, and that's going to reward him with a Tempered Sword, which will make that Turtle Rock play a little bit more palatable here. Dane, already having Tempered, he might opt to make these 3 checks, or he might just go right in.
With me, as myself, I probably would go right straight in. I mean, as soon as I'm done with the dungeon, I still have the rest of the checks to do anyway. I'll do it as soon as I finish the dungeon.
It works out great if Quake is in Hookshot Cave locked by Hookshot, and Hookshot's in TR.
Right. What's in the bonk chest?
Well,
Come on.
there's a berry guarding the bonk chest. How dare.
Yeah. It's Quake.
Quake for Meyer!
What?
Oh, no.
That's about as meme's going to get. Is this
Oh
Hookshot
no,
list?
could we get Hookshot and Meyer? That would make the boots required.
Wait a second.
Woof. That is possible bad news.
So, no, because it has to be. We have to find Hookshot at some point because it's being the 7 crystals.
Yeah, Hookshot's required to finish Swamp. We do need all 7 crystals to defeat Ganon.
I was about to say, oh no, we're going to have a Hookshot-less game. It's like, oh no, that can't be because they need Hookshot to finish Swamp Palace. So, logically, Swamp Palace, as of now, is required double. Yeah.
Well, as soon as we saw the myths, we knew it was going to be a double dip, because that opened up the rest of the game for us here. That Quake medallion, though. Oh, gee. If Hookshot's not in TR, the boots are required. Unless Hookshot's on Landmalus. Oh, this seed. Alright, presence of mind by Dane to realize, hey, I don't have a hookshot, and that's what I'm here looking for, so I'm going to take the slow path to get through the platform maze and torch puzzle without going, oops, I've opened the door and now I can't get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, there's our Quake for Beardy. Beardy know how to... What's he thinking here? Is he going to try to hover?
Oh my gosh. This thing all... He got like 2... Not even tile.
I'm pretty sure that's the obligatory, all right, we're giving this one try and then we're done.
Nice butter. Somehow Beery got better.
When did that happen?
Apparently just now. Did he not do Paradox?
I thought he had.
There was 2 swords on like Pegs and Purple Chest.
Yeah, that would explain why he had tempered before he came up here. Okay.
Yep.
So, combat is free. We do have this single blue rupee sitting in lava chest that I would imagine Dane is also going to open. Beardy decides to go right in.
Maddie and Dane actually gave themselves high five.
Oh, he's already been to... Did he climb from East Death Mountain and then mirror back to Open TR? That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Oh no, dead rocks. Okay.
Yes, Maddie picking up that small magic, knowing he's going to need it in just a moment. And we're going to see Mimic Cave. Just point out, Maddie's the only player up here that's still on 2 swords. Well, now, Yoinker's wife is going to be on 2 swords, but she hasn't done Paradox yet, so she should get another sword. Or, no, she hasn't done Smith, so she's going to be on Master up here as well.
I'm just saying, this seed is just being a little bit too much and not getting...
This is a perfect example of what can possibly go wrong. Well, in this case, a little bit of everything has gone wrong for our runners. Now we got Laser Bridge coming up, which we've seen both dungeon items, so it's guaranteed to have a key and 3 items.
Really more than likely it's going to happen at Hookshot, but I don't know.
How would you like to see the other bow on Laser Bridge here?
The bow? Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
You know, if it's not Hookshot, at least give us bow, half magic, you know, the 3rd mail. A bottle with blue goo or something. 20 rupees is none of those game. All right,
Falling down. Let's see it.
There's the key. That had to be there. And there's the red mail. All right.
I mean, you did call that.
Now we got Trinex for the last item. And, well...
It's somewhere in Mr. Meyer.
Yeah, because it can't be Pyramid Fairy because it's locked by Mire and Swamp. So Hookshot can't be there.
Yep.
And we know it's not on the pedestal. We've seen the mushroom, we've seen the shovel, the powder led to the mirror, etc., etc. Ooh, that is some low HP for Dane.
No magic either.
Yeah, he's gonna have to fake powder if he wants to get something off of the bunny here, or the the bubble here. Just misses the input. Meanwhile, Hammer Trinex for Norse Maddie. If you want to talk about fights that aren't fun, Hammer Trinex without half magic. And no bottles. He does have a blue goo, so he's fine.
I think the person that's going to have the most fun is either going to be both Dane and Beardy, because one has temper and one has butter.
Yeah, the fight for Trinex? The fight with Trinex is pretty standard if you have Tempered Sword or better. Not something you see every day. Beardy McWhat now deciding to go ahead and do a little vanilla action in Mimic Cave. Hit 2 exploding Trinex phase 1s at the same time. Tells you how much of an advantage Tempered Sword is over Master, folks, especially here.
Oh, please, game. Oh my gosh,
it's not in TR.
It's in Mr. Fire. What is this game?
This is a travesty among seeds.
So
Dane's already done ice, so he's. I don't know if he knows what he needs to do now. Yeah, there's the crystal for Trinex for Norse Matty. So he's got the bad news too. Hey, Hookshot wasn't there. Unfortunately, you can mirror on that stairwell, or the steps leading up to Turtle Rock, but you can't mirror in front of it because you try to materialize inside of Solid Rock, and that, as I've heard, is rather painful.
Oh no.
And Dane is going to now opt to go up Tower of Hera. As we know, it's 20 arrows. As he knows, he's here now, so he might as well. And Beardy approaching his laser bridge as Dane takes a coffee break. Norsk Matty is going directly to Meyer, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's really one of the only things he has left. Outside of Smith Chain. Now, Quake is the only medallion that doesn't actually affect that Dacto. So if he had decided to Quake while it was still harassing him, you will see your sprite change as the Dacto enters your hitbox, which does cause you to take damage in between. Game wants you to do this. This bonk is in logic. In fact, you needed to bonk to Hookshot K's first check to get that bonk. We have a question from chat. Torin, you remember where the flippers were, right?
It was in pod.
No.
No. Shoot.
The flippers were in the Eastern Palace Big Chest, which was locked by Lamp. The Lamp was in pod. The Titan's mitts were in Swamp Palace Big Chest. So Hookless Swamp was required on this seed. And I don't believe Dane's read the pedestal. And also, Dane is going to take a trip here. He did not manage to slip in the direction that you'd like to set up that bomb jump. So he might be making the play for Moldorm here. Now, we still do have an item sitting on Landmolus, but there's Ether. We don't need that for anything.
Basically, the sea is basically rubbing it in your face. So, literally, the last check we're going to get from here is the hookshot.
Well, it could still be on Landmolus.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It could be. We still have one check on either on the ammo list, boss.
Yeah, and our runners have turned their nose up at Landmo hardcore here. You know who's been quietly just kind of working her way through the seat is Yoinker's wife.
Yeah?
She's actually on her way down to Laser Bridge in just a moment, and she'll get the bad news, but It'll be interesting to see what she decides to do next.
Did again, Beardy taking advantage of the.
There
stutter.
it is! And at 127.47, Norse Maddie is our first runner on Restream in Go mode.
Nice.
And that's not good for Dane. Dane bailed out of Swamp Palace, and he's going to have to go back for boots. He's going to have to go back for boots? Then he has to go back to Hookshot Cave for Quake. Ugh!
Yeah. This logic is horrible.
Beardy picking up his crystal off of Trinex. That is his 5th. He has not yet finished a pendant dungeon, whereas the only other runner to not do so is Maddie, and he's in Go. Maddie did step out of a couple of uncomfortable fights, though, so he still has to go back to Mothula.
Yep.
And, you know, he's still on 2 swords, so you might see him check around looking for a sword in this path as well.
Hopefully, I'll check at least the Smith chain, maybe. Hopefully.
Dane is headed to the pod area. So this is probably Pyramid Catfish for him. Did he ever turn in his green pendant? I wonder.
I think so.
Yeah, this is Pyramid Catfish for Dane. As Beardy hits up Spike Cave, gets his blue boomerang. It's already tracked. Huzzah. For a moment, I was really worried that Maddie was going to accidentally mirror, and then he swapped over to bombs. It's that moment of clarity when you look at your use item box and go, oh shoot, no, I don't want that. Please get off of that. So I reckon silvers are in everybody's favorite place to have them in a fast Ganon seed. They're in GT, and I don't think anyone's getting them. A little bit of NMG action for Norse Maddie against this Vitreous. Each spin will do tempered sword damage. If you walk into the goo there, you'll take 1 heart instead of getting bopped by an eyeball. And believe it or not, eyeballs are rather painful.
Mm-hmm. Only troll spot that Silvers could possibly be in at the moment is either the last item that's in Lamolus, or it's still probably in GT somewhere.
So Drossi asking in chat, poor Dane skipped Hookshot Cave. Well, yeah, he kind of had to. Didn't have the boots to get to Quake Medallion. What Dane did is he pulled the bits out of Swamp Big Chest and immediately mirrored out. So he's missing boots, and boots, as we see, have been double required to enter Mire here. Yoinker's wife is going to go get potions. Master Sword Trinex is definitely no easier than Hammer Trinex. So, loading up she will. Now, Maddie's just got to do Swamp and then go visit Moth, and he can drop right in. A little bit of speculative discussion in chat about one of our off-stream runners wondering if anyone would do what Dane did, just dip out of Hookless Swamp on the mitts, and we saw that happen here, which now Dane's going to go ahead and clean up Smith Chain. Not exactly a fantastic series of events, but, you know, when you're not sure where your progression lies, you're going to do anything you can to grasp at straws for it.
Dane's going to get paid with butter, do believe.
Yoinker's wife, you can't save that portal. Oh no, she's going to go back through all of TR to get back to Trinex. There is still the 50-50 possibility of these last 2 checks that are remaining in Swamp Palace. Of course, we know Map and Compass are waiting for us in the back, but there's 2 other checks that could be our silvers as well. Now, Beardy does have his hook shot, so he is effectively in go mode.
I'm pretty sure Beardy has it.
Do want to take a pause and give a GG to Roach. He was speaking a little bit in chat, said it was a little bit too late for him to finish, so good effort, and have a good night's rest. If you had to choose between sleep and rando, I think sleep. When it's necessary. Oh, there's those silvers, by the way. And Norse Maddie was going to continue looking for a sword. Of course, we know there are 2 swords on the smith chain. He's never going back for those now.
Yeah, Roach, you actually have a good night as well.
I think maybe Dane has found out that he needs to go back to Swamp Palace, and I think at this point, he's probably going to mirror out on Boots. Of course, this is still not great because that opens up 2 checks for him that aren't Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, not having a key, Beardy has to go back through the front way. Oh, he might... Is he playing for a key in Big Chest? Wow. And the spin method you're seeing Norse Maddie use on Argus also works with the Fighter Sword, as the spin will hit those Argai Puffs twice, which is exactly the amount of damage that you need to kill them. And that is an Argus down, and the other item is bombs. So we have a race here, folks. The right side of the screen, Bearded McWhat now is going to go visit Vitreous. He has a gold sword on his hands, and that's going to do some serious damage to Vitty. And also to Argus when he gets there. And Norse Maddie still has 1 dungeon left to complete. He has a Master Sword Moth, but considerably more HP than we had earlier on in the seed. So this should be a relatively easy fight for him. And Yoinker's wife is going on an adventure. Oh, she's found the path. Okay.
I always remember when I struggled that maze first time through doing rando.
That's one of the easier ones to learn in the dark as well, as long as you memorize what the maze movement patterns are.
Which I can do in the dark now.
It's nowhere near as fun if you're playing a variety of settings in, say, a multi-world, whether it's your... whether you play Bontas, if people still do that. I think there are some people that still play Bontas. Or, Berserkers or Archipelago. Pot Shuffle in a dark maze, a dark platform maze, is definitely no fun. So round 2 for Trinex, and Yoinker's wife sticking to her guns. She's going to go ahead and do this with Master Sword. Dane is going to left side of Swamp with the boots, so he's thinking he's left more than 1 item here. And we did see Burna dashes from Birdie But What Now on Viddy. That's not something you see every day. Which leads me to wonder where the cape was on this seed. Probably also in GT. Along every junk item imaginable known to man. There can't really be anything in GT in 7.7 Fast Ganon. Unless the game decides it wants to hide your swords. Which, as we've seen, did not happen tonight. A question from chat. Oh no, did Dane forget Bonkable Chest? Oh no, it's even worse than that. Dane forgot the boots. Dane mirrored out on Mitts in Swamp Palace. And thus was able to do everything except get that Bonkable Chest. and the couple other boots checks that lay within. So this is effectively a last location boots for Dane.
Yep.
And Maddie's going to pick up his 7th crystal. No game tonight, no Ganon's Tower for our runners. But he's going to be the first one to be able to drop into the pyramid. And Master Sword Silver's fight, not exactly how you'd like to write it up.
Yep, where Ganon requires 12 spins on a Master Sword to let him go through each phase. It's not fun.
Yeah, Master Sword, you can only damage him with spins. Ooh. And Yoinker's wife does have a fairy, so this is going to be her saving grace on phase 2 Trinex here. I told you that fairy was going to come in handy.
Yeah, you did. Totally did.
Oh, of course, you hope not to have to use a fairy when you pick one up, but you know. Once again, Norse playing it safe. He's going to pick up a bottle of blue goo for the Ganon fight.
Not bad choice, not bad.
And this is what I was afraid it was going to happen with the boots and the mitts both being in Swamp Palaces. Now he's thinking he's got to chase the boots to the more convenient boots checks and just kind of, you know, eventually make his way up to Death Mountain to get his bonkable Quake for his bonkable hookshot in Mire. Ugh. Question from chat on where the swords ended up. There was a sword in Peg Cave and I believe one in Purple Chest that we saw a variety of different paths to Gold Sword here. As you see, Dane is only on Tempered. I'm still not sure how that happened.
I don't think he did Purple Chest.
Or does he have Gold Sword and I'm just blind?
No, he has Tempered still. Oh, he has gold.
He does have gold. Oh, okay. Norse Matty going ahead to drop into his Ganon fight. Again, 12 spins phase 1, 12 spins phase 2. Slashes do not work with Master Sword. Ganon's only vulnerable to tempered level damage. And then, of course, the 4 hits in phase 3. And then to finish it out, it's 4 silvers, since he does have the silver arrows. But if he didn't, it'd be 24 spins, and that becomes a huge endurance fight. Oh, and here comes right side of desert for Dane.
Oh, no.
All right, this phase 2 is also rather painful. Luckily, we have red mail to kind of mitigate the damage that these fire bats are going to do a little bit, but still, no bueno. And Ganon's in almost an ideal position there if you can get behind him, right up against the wall. But in this circumstance, once you start spinning that Trinex, that's just not happening. Meanwhile, we got to watch out. Beardy McWhat now is entering the second phase of Argus, and after that, all he's got to do is run up to the pyramid and drop in. And he did pick up the silvers, and Norse Matty got fire batted to death.
Oh
no!
no!
He does have a fairy. Getting caught behind Ganon with a circle of bats coming at you. This is going to cause a ring of fire, but he's okay as long as he stays out of that 5th swing. That 5th swing gets me every time.
It does me too.
Dane is going to show us what's on Landmalus.
It's not gonna be anything.
What if it's like half magic or something?
Oh, that'd be...
No one's getting that.
That's hilarious if it is.
Alright, Matty gets the torch glitch just to kind of mitigate having to do that Master Sword spin to Silver Ganon. Ooh, that was really close to another fire bat to the face. It's 20 rupees on Lanmo. This entire time we've been wondering. And that is Dane's third pendant, everybody. So is he gonna show us what what the chat in these randomizers loves to see the most? But we love to see this. Even better is a conveniently well done fight with the silver arrows just popping up in our path. Let's get some GGs in chat for Norse Matty, who will finish. And he's going to be first on our restream and 7th overall with a finishing time on race time, 1:43 flat.
Well, here's the life for the pet and just leaving, and here comes Dane actually.
Now it's Beardy's turn at Ganon, and of course he's already through phase 3. That gold sword just cutting it through him, like a hot butter knife. That's how that works, right? No, Dane, don't! Dane, no! We've got a blind pedestal pole, and he's gonna be excited about the masterpiece of hearts. Yeah, you love to see it just because of what it is, but you still hate to see it. And Beardy's just throwing some of those silver darts into Ganon's chest here, and that is one away. Oh, do be careful, my friend. Oh, wait, Dane is going to Dark Cross. We determined very early on that this had to be the key.
Yep.
But Beardy is successful in dispatching Ganon, and he is going to deal with a 1x3 bridge and walk on to victory. Let's see some GGs in chat for Beardy. What now? Finishing second on our restream at 8th overall with a time on race time of 1:44.31. All right, Yoinker's wife making her way through Mire. She's going to get herself a hook shot in just a couple minutes. That'll put her in basically go mode. Dane still has to make it up to Hookshot Cave with the boots and find out that the boots were the key the entire time.
As Yoinker's wife basically is starting to catch up very slowly.
While we have a moment, I'll just go down who finished off stream in this 19-player race. In first place, we have Gamachu with a time of 1:26.16. Second place came Furious Magic, 1:30.56. Obscure Life Orb taking third with a 1:31.44. Vortex of Doom, rather. Hanging out in chat with us here. He finished fourth with a 1:31.59. Immortal Koi also hanging out in chat. Fifth place. And gotta scroll down. 1:35.37 for Koi, and Marklar finished in sixth with a 1:38.57. I think maybe Vortex is going to drop the boom on me any minute now. Dane is definitely in think mode right now. Did have a couple DNFs tonight. Obviously, Roach was in chat. Let us know that he was too tired to continue and hung it up. He is going to post a forfeit. I want to say Teek, T-E-K-E. They also dropped a forfeit, and Julo Ninja gave this a forfeit as well. So GG to all of our runners and anybody who decided that they wanted nothing to do with this. You probably saved yourselves a lot of heartache. The seed was not kind.
Definitely not.
Yoinkers doesn't have her hook shot yet. Oh boy.
Hopefully she'll come back and get it from lobby chest.
I mean, she's still looking for the big key. The big key's right side. So there's no way I think she misses the hook shot looking for the big key, which is, honestly, that's fantastic.
Yep.
We do have a 9th place finisher. Hyruler has taken 9th place with a time of 1:48.05 off stream. And we've still got a good handful of runners going, including Dane and Yoinker's wife here. Still 7 total. Well, as I open my mouth, there are now 6 total players. Chloe Prower has just finished and finishes 10th. All right. All right, Dane. He's going to hope it's hookshot just for the meme chest, and it's going to be Quake, and he's going to be like, oh, Bob Saget. Just keeping it clean, folks. And Yoinker's wife has the big key, and well, this is unfortunate.
That is a big yikes.
That's not good. She's gonna have to. Oh, jeez. What has she got left? Landmo? She's gonna have to come back in.
Yeah.
Luckily, coming back into Mire looking for an item isn't as bad as, going back into Left Side Swamp an hour after you did Swamp Palace, for example. Dane, if you don't Rage Quake, I'll be disappointed. Okay. I'm out. Have a good night, everybody. So, functionally on this seed, Quake was go mode.
Yep.
Unless your name is Dane. Oh boy. In that case, the boots are your go mode. Yikes. Unfortunately, not having the cape, there's really no easy way to handle this Vitreous fight with Master Sword. Even doing Master Sword Burna dashes doesn't really work out too well here. So that time and tried old strat of sitting in the corner and just spamming that sword, hoping the eyeballs poof before you can actually get hit by them. And that is the sound of someone joining us up here in the commentary booth. Would this be Beardy?
No, this is North's Maddie.
It's Maddie. GG, Maddie. Torin, I see your mic engaging, but I can't hear you, my friend.
I'm not saying anything.
Ah, okay. Yoinker's wife has just picked up her Mire crystal, but she does have to go back into Mire for that hookshot. Maddie, first person on Restream, Master Sword Silvers. Tell us what you thought about this seed in some kind words, if you could.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty rough start, mid-game, too. I think I probably got lucky going up on the mountain after I found the mitts and swamp, and having Turtle Rock be the bombos, which was one of the only 2 medallions that I got once I got the Quake out of Hookshot Cave. But yeah, it was some real unfortunate placements of some items.
Yeah, this one definitely had quite a bit going on. Like,
I'm trying to remember like some of the things.
The real gotchas to me were that mirror sitting on Magic Bat with the powder on the left side of Desert with the book in Thieves Town that nobody wants to chase. No, seriously, nobody wanted to chase it. Everyone went into pod.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Quake was also on the mountain, and it was in a place that's rather unfortunate for anybody who decides to mirror out of swamp after getting the mitts.
Yes. It never feels great to go in the hookshot cave without the hookshot, because once you do find the hookshot, then it's a little bit less great to come back for it. But in this case, you didn't need to come back for it, and you did have to go in there without the hookshot.
So it turns out that that hookless swamp dive is just double requirement for Meyer. You have to get the boots to get the and the mitts to go up to Hookshot Cave to get your hookshot that Dane just pulled out of Meyer.
Yeah,
because of where Quake ended up. Now, that anybody who mirrors out of swamp is going to have a really bad time with this seed.
Yeah, that was. You had to make sure you grab both the boots and the mitts. You could have skipped left side. I didn't, but yeah.
All right, so Yoinkers is going to go ahead and take care of her Swamp Palace now. Sword placements. Do you happen to wonder where they were?
I do. I only got the 2. I see Beardy had the gold sword, so obviously he did some places that I did not and found them.
Well, one thing you didn't do was Smith Chain.
Oh, Smith Chain have at least one of them?
Head Cave had a sword, and I'm pretty sure Purple had the other one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Of course, because of course they did, right?
Yeah.
So not only did Swamp gate literally the rest of the seed, it also gated your other 2 swords as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I know, actually, Master Sword Silvers is probably my least favorite. The Master Sword with the Silvers just feels very awkward and weird.
Yeah, the timings are all different. Even if you have Silvers, you're still kind of in a situation where you probably want to get yourself the Torch Glitch. Just because if you miss time any Firelight and not get a spin, it throws you so off the fight.
Yeah. I haven't done it very often too. It's always like kind of a different feel, and just not just doesn't feel right.
Torn, do you have anything you'd like to ask Matty about how he played through the seed? I think I hear a little something, but not much.
I love having mic issues. Love it.
There you are.
But yeah, I love. It's just like I don't really have any questions. It's just like the seed just has some weird logic. Like you already said before. These now having the book. Take that book. Take the Desert Palace to get powder. Powder's ticket to get the mirror.
Yeah, all the mirror really got us outside of, obviously, we need that for Swamp, so. And,
Glad to miss.
Yeah, the lamp in Pod made me just kind of shake my head a little bit.
It did.
So Yoker's wife also on Master Sword here, so she's going to pick up her 7th crystal and be faced with a very interesting choice here, is to keep searching for a sword or go for Master Sword Silver's Ganon. Dane doesn't have that problem. He's got all 4. For as long as the seed took, I'm seeing Maddie, you and Beardy have some pretty low collection rates here. I think part of that could be attributed to it being 7/7 Fast Ganon. Nobody ever having to step into Ganon's tower. What are your thoughts on Fast Ganon as a mode?
It's kind of nice to get to skip the tower. It's few minutes that you kind of always have to do. It's kind of the same thing every time. Does allow you to kind of show off execution if you're good at it. But yeah, I kind of I almost forgot. I almost fluted up to 1 at the end and stopped myself a couple seconds before I made sure that I did not do get his tower.
Well, if you had decided to accidentally go into Ganon's tower, we determined the only things that could really be in there that would be even the slightest bit entertaining to our runners would be half magic or cape, maybe even a bottle. We have basically everything else known to us just throughout the rest of the world.
Yeah, that would have been a very sad Ganon's tower for a lot of reasons.
Yoinker's life is turning in. Is going to curbs.
So you do this if you're looking for a sword on your way to Ganon.
It's
We
not
know there's
bad.
not going to be a sword there. She might actually get a free bottle refill of some sort. That could be beneficial on this Master Sword and Silver's fight. Vortex is in chat and saying that it's something he considered.
Thought about doing this too because I was thinking about the sword along the way.
And for a lesser experienced player, you might absolutely just go ham looking for that sword. That little extra nudge of combat power to take in and out easier. Unfortunately, we know it's not going to be here. She does get a red potion, which should be helpful. And the cape. Oh. So there's where the cape was. I guess that's not in GT.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks everyone for the restream. Thanks to the you commentators, the trackers, the restreamer, and that was fun. And I think I'll probably drop off now. Let you finish this out.
Alrighty, once again, GG to Norse Matty, finishing first on our restream tonight. Been playing a bit in the background, his first restream, he says. So everybody make sure you give him a follow. And while I'm at it, give all 4 of these players that volunteered their time and their screens to us a follow tonight. Dane8373, Beardy McWhat now, Yoinker's wife, who is fighting Ganon as we speak, and Norse Matty. And for a full list of the competitors that participated in our restream, in our race tonight, those are always available on racetime.gg. 19 players tonight. Some of them still going. Yoinkers and Dane amongst a few.
Holding on to the wall.
Does she have a way to replenish her magic? That's what I'd be worried about the most here.
Is it not enough berry in her bottle that she used?
I don't know if she has anything in her other bottle. That could be a cause of concern, because she'd have to come back.
I think she realizes that.
Yeah, not having magic for the Ganon fight is a bad feeling when you get out to phase 4 and all the lights go out. Yeah, that's a fairy in the other one, so this is I'll be right back, Ganon. I just gotta go get some stuff. Meanwhile, Dane has some stuff for Ganon. He's got a gold sword with his name on it. As we start to get ready to wrap things up here, Dane is going to finish off Ganon with 4 shots of his bow. Yoinkers will pick up some potions, and I would imagine she probably has an easier way with him the second time around. Do want to give a shout-outs to my co-commentator tonight, Torin the Dragon. Torin! This was a seed.
This was a seed. I'm kind of glad I was here commentating it. If I was running this, I probably would already forfeited. Because I probably forget all about the boxable chest.
And just like that, Dane is through with Ganon, run through with gold and silver, and down he goes. Across the bridge. Boom. And that will be a finish for Dane. With an official race time of 2:02:50. And we've got Yoinker's wife. Loaded up with some potions, it's ready time to take down Ganon.
Meow, 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 meow. I forgot that's what the choice word said.
Yeah, GG's to Dane. He is upset about the boots, rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a call you can make. That's part of Randomizer. You say, Hookless Swamp, you give me mitts, that opens up the rest of the world. And yeah, unless you're absolutely banking on those, the hook shot being in Swamp, you're not going to check everything here, right? Ooh, Yoinker's wife has the corner pattern, but it's on phase 1. Would like to see that when he's spinning his trident around and getting some fire bats on the screen.
Oh,
Got it again.
oh
So
no.
she can get up in there.
Mm.
That was the last spin she needed for phase 2, and now she's stuck out here. Oh. Oh, Yoinker's wife, no!
No.
Little bit of too much aggression when the fire bats came to howl. And Yoinker's wife will put in a forfeit for this race, unfortunately. But that was a good effort for someone who, the last time I commentated for her, had her first ever Master Sword Silverless on stream. So big shout outs to Yoinker's wife for continuing to step out of that comfort zone and learn a few other things here.
Oh, man. What a seed.
This seed had everything. Everything but Ganon's tower.
Yeah, this logic was... this logic, though. Let's be joined by Yoinky's wife in the commentator booth. How's it going?
This is where I will kindly note that Yoinker's wife, you're muted if you didn't know. But she is here. There she is.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, at least you didn't have to listen to my air conditioner.
Oh, okay. Well, believe it or not, we don't hear it when you talk. So I think you're not giving your mic enough credit.
Well, I turned it off, so.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about the whole forfeit on Ganon thing. I started getting mad at myself because I wasn't taking my time. I was trying to rush. And the madder I got, the more I tried to rush.
Yeah, and part of it is realizing it when you dove in for that rather greedy double with 3 hearts. I've been there, I've done that, and it never feels good if you're trying to go fast, especially when you're on Master Sword. The seed definitely did something to hurt people tonight with the sword locations. Would you like to know where the other 2 swords were, just out of curiosity?
Ultimate High Ruler stopped by my stream, and after it was obvious I forfeit, he was very helpful in telling me that they were hammer pegs and purple chest, I believe.
Yep.
Ouch!
Fantastic place for a pair of swords. You know, you do the smith chain, and the smiths aren't giving you a sword, but everything around them does. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
All right, so take us through this seed. The entire way through, you were just kind of quietly just poking your way through. You found out everything that needed to be found out and did it at your pace. And the logic here happened to be kind of special.
Yeah, I was trying to take things as I could complete them. So that put me in swamp early. But then, of course, no hookshot. So then I'm trying to figure out what else can I do. And then I finally went, okay, done with pod, and there seems to be nothing else in Lower Dark World. We'll just go clean up the mountain. And then it still wasn't there.
Yeah, the mountain really held out on us big time. You decided to go up Hera, and all Hera had for you was 20 arrows. Gee, thanks, pendants. Pendants were wholly useless on this seed. Except for Desert.
Desert had something. I can't remember what now.
So Desert gave you the big key to go get powder out of the big chest.
Yes. And Bad had mirror?
He sure did.
Okay. Hey, that was like an hour and a half ago. I'm sorry.
See, though, after everyone got the mirror, and some of you actually went and got flippers, you bailed out of Eastern, you came back to Eastern, got your ice rod. Thankfully, no ice rod hunt today. We were sitting here waiting. Everyone's going to pod, and it's like, but Paradox Cave. But Mountain, though. And then the mountain only gives you a sword. It's like, well, what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely fun. And then, you know, I get to Meyer, and I got done with Meyer, and I'm like, where's my hookshot? What did I do? What did I miss? Where's my hookshot? And then I'm like, oh no, lobby chest.
And believe me, everyone had a collective gasp when you got the big key without the hookshot and went straight to Vitreous. We're like,
We did.
And- But at that point, you don't really have anything else left other than Swamp Palace, and Swamp Palace was hookshot locked. So where could the hookshot be? Well, of course, it's in Meyer.
Yeah. And then I got the hookshot, and I'm like, thank you for my hookshot. Now let's get this finished.
Right.
And then I get into Swamp, and I get to the back of Swamp, and I've practiced Diver Down, but I can't get it yet. And so I'm like, okay, gotta push the statue. And then I get down there, and I'm like, well, I need hearts. So I go to the room down to get hearts. I went there to get hearts, and I'm like, well, while I'm here, I might as well, get the chest. It's probably just the compass and the map. Silvers, and I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, where's my other sword?
Yeah, even with silvers, that Master Sword Ganon fight, if you're not used to it, like I stated right before you joined the call, the last time that you and I met, you were on Restream, and you had performed your first ever Master Sword Silverless Ganon, which was really impressive.
No, I had the Tempered Sword, but did not have silvers.
I don't recall that. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. But
Maybe.
You did do a Silverless Ganon,
Yeah.
at the very least. And, this time it was the other side of the coin. You don't have a Tempered Sword, but you do have silvers. And it's an entirely different beast when you realize that Ganon just shrugs off the Master Sword like the early game in the vanilla game touts it as being this weapon of evil's bane and the thing that will defeat Ganon. And then suddenly it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Basically, you still poke at him with you just
you grab a tree branch and you just whack at him with it. It's not going to do anything.
You might as well just be, walking up to his arm and trying to poke him with a toothpick and see if that does damage.
Yeah, I think I've done the toothpick once or twice.
So I did ask Norse Matty this when he was here earlier. What are your thoughts on Fast Ganon as a mode?
I appreciate that I don't have to climb GT. I really do.
I think that's everyone's reaction.
I think anyone who plays it knows that you not having to climb GT is rather a comfortable thing to go in knowing that you don't have to climb GT until the game says, "Hey, I'm going to put 3 of your swords in GT. Have fun." But luckily, it didn't do that tonight. So
yeah, I knew it was most likely going to be a master sword, and I was okay with that. I was prepared, but then it gave me silvers, and then I'm like, "Oh, let's get this done! Let's get this done! Let's get this done!" Yeah, and I put way too much pressure on myself.
see, though, that's something to admire as well, because you're usually back here with us in the commentary booth or tracker, and to recognize that you're being you have this set pace for how you want to learn and what you know you can bite off, and when you realize you're being a little bit more aggressive than you're ready for, just realizing it is a huge step of learning that some players never get. They just bang their head on the wall and just frustrate themselves, and you might never see them play again.
Yeah.
I was almost at that breaking point. And yet, look at me, I'm doing the Mentor tournament. So.
Yay! I actually wanted to join the Mentor tournament, but I've got a lot going on in real life right now, and it's actually pulled me out of tracking for the tournaments too the last couple of months, and I really miss it.
Well, hopefully something breaks for you and you can get back in the booth with us. But we have enjoyed watching you on Restream as we've watched all 4 runners tonight. It's been one heck of a race for an open 7-7 Fast Ganon.
Thank you.
Yeah, one final shout out once again to Yoinker's wife and our Restream volunteers today, Dane, Beardy, Maddie. Make sure you're giving these 4 fantastic folks a follow. Make sure you're following our trackers, Bright Beginner and Jaxie. They kept us honest throughout various points of the seed. And of course, Torin the Dragon joining me on commentary tonight. Torin.
Yeah.
Got any last words, your Yoinkers, before we sign off for the evening?
Yoinkers. So, I actually do appreciate you try to stick it out. I know Master Swords with silvers is a bit difficult, but you'll definitely get it next time, for sure.
Well, I've been practicing, and I hope so. Thank you. And I just want to say to everyone, may your inner voice be the kindest voice you know.
Aww. And with that, we will say goodnight here from Speed Gaming 5. That will do it for the Speed Gaming Networks for tonight as well. So if you're looking forward to more Randomizer, you got a little bit to look at here. You got the Cross Keys Daily coming on tomorrow night at 9. There's also our daily on Friday afternoon. That'll be at 2. That'll be Mystery. So we were alluding to some settings that our runners could be seeing in that on Friday. Looking at the schedule right now, it should populate by tomorrow morning, but one thing I know for certain, if you are a Link to the Past Randomizer fan, if you like people breaking the game over their back, the Hybrid Major Glitches Tournament has a race tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That will be featuring Orange taking on Visa Cat on Speed Gaming 3, so stay tuned for that. A couple other things going on tomorrow. We do have an Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer Tournament starting up. They're showing that on Speed Gaming Main at 6 o'clock. And Luigi's Mansion, Any Percent with No Out of Bounds, will be playing on Speed Gaming 2 at 8. Again, keep an eye on the schedule. Things do change. And keep an eye on Speed Gaming 1 through 6 and our foreign language channels as well for all of your randomizer and speedrunning needs. And with that, I think that'll do it. So, for Torin the Dragon, Jaxie, and Bright Beginner, all 4 of our restreamers and our friends here at Speed Gaming, we will bid you a good night and see you next time.